My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the bookie killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Darren Otero, a.k.a. Steve Stevens, the Bookie Killer. And boy, do I got a special guest for you guys today. Today's February 13th. Don't forget, guys, Valentine's Day tomorrow. No. I know a lot of you guys get comfortable with your girlfriends and think, I'm not going to do anything special. That's when she starts fucking your best friend or the neighbor. So, guys, make sure you take care of your girl. Enjoy Valentine's Day. Treat it for what it is. And all you ladies out there tomorrow, have a happy Valentine's Day. February 13th, podcast number 422. I got a very special guest for you guys today. He really doesn't need an introduction. A casino gambling legend, superstar. In my eyes, a kid from the street came up and did what he's done, straight grinder. No introduction necessary. My boy, Mikki Mase in the house. What's up, Mikki?
Good to be here, man. Except I forgot that it was Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Oh, so wow. Well, you don't want to get your girl
God. Now
So
the pressure's on.
Well, you had your mom's birthday. Shout out to your mom for her birthday. Happy birthday. You know what I mean? Her birthday was on the 11th.
That's right.
Off air, you were telling me what you did for her. Very good dude. And be honest with you, haven't really sat down with Mikki and talked like this. Guys, this guy doesn't cuss. Been sober for, over 9 years now?
Correct.
And has his shit together. You know what I mean? So don't be fooled by, what he came from or the past or a look or something like that. But you're still looking young, clean, and handsome. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Still looking happy?
Thank you.
That's all that matters. But anyway, Mikki, I'm glad you came to check out the show because more importantly, guys, I know you guys seen this guy all over. He's taking casinos out here for tens of millions of dollars, got in all sorts of situations, and one of the best gamblers, in my opinion, in the world.
Thank you.
Straight up. So anyway, let's just get right into it. I know that you've been over this before,
Look,
but...
you know what actually is cool that you say that, but you know what the best thing someone can say is, low-key, I love hearing, the best gambler of all time, best gambler in history.
Well, that's what you got.
Which I believe, if you look at the stats, I might be. I think I might qualify for that, but it's just regardless, it's just a cool thing to hear.
No, 100%, and you are without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. So to give an example, are you talking about money put in versus return? What about Phil Ivey, all the hundreds of millions that he wins in poker and all that type of stuff? And the off games and the side games and the night games where you're hitting licks.
That's one place that I think Phil beat me, right? So in the casino, I've not just won more than him, but he also had to give his casino winnings back, and I didn't.
Right.
So I think if you look at a guy who's net profit for life, I may be number one, right? But then when you take all the side games he plays on.
Yeah, but you haven't been in side games?
No, I've been in side games, but he
has big ones.
He has
that he dominates.
This is the thing. So I don't want to give too much of his private information, but he bets off the record longer than I have, larger than I have in a specific demographic that's probably his biggest earner. So if you there's no way to get those numbers unless he shares them, which is he probably won't, but if he did, I think his numbers there are bigger than mine.
Well, let me put it like this. That's someone arguing Michael Jordan, LeBron. You guys are both absolutely the shit. Love what you've done. That's what brings me to my next, question. It's no secret. These owners and managers of the casinos don't want anything to do with you. Why is that, Mikki?
Well, I'm bad for business,
100%.
Not only do they lose to me, but I've exposed them for cheating so many times. I've caught them on camera cheating, and I've put it all over the internet. That's what I love about your bids. And even worse than all that, one of my favorite things is abusing comps. So they're spending millions of dollars in my comps, giving me tens of millions in my wins and their losses. And while I'm doing those things, so I'm costing them the financial money, the money.
On top of blasting them at the same time.
On top of blasting them. I'm all around bad for business.
You summed it up pretty goddamn good. That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah. And then, obviously, what would be your biggest winning night?
My single biggest winning session was $11,526,000.
Jesus. And that was in a 24-hour period?
It was over 7 days, but it was 7 days of short play between two casinos, the Sands and MGM.
Wow. Now, that was what, different games? You playing Baccarat, Blackjack?
Exclusively Baccarat.
Exclusively Baccarat. Baccarat, is that where all the money's at? If you're going to play a live game in a casino, what do you have the best chance of winning at?
Baccarat. Virtual 50-50, and the betting limits are the highest. And if you negotiate, you'll always get a better negotiation on limits on Baccarat.
Right. Now, for the smaller guys out there, not everybody's balling, Mickey. Not everybody's playing with millions. Not everyone's hanging in LeBron James's house and fucking with guys like, in my sports betting, hundreds of thousands of dollar players, So, in your opinion, like, what overall excited you the most about that 7-day run? Were you on one? Were you feeling it? Were you what?
I don't know. It was like almost like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
So one of the things
you
I
were
did
in a zone.
I threw a party that lasted all 7 days, and it would have kept going.
You're sober at this time.
Yeah, sober. Okay. Yeah. And I threw a party. It had 1,000 people in attendance at any given time. So you can come at 2 p.m., you can come at 5 p.m., come at 2 a.m., come at 11 a.m. There was 1,000 people in attendance at all times in my villa at the MGM Mansion. And what we were doing really was causing a distraction. It had brought in so many celebrities. It had brought in so many like powerful people or influential people that there's many things I did within that party to continue to implicate the casino to allow my run to stay longer. But the main thing was it caused a distraction, and they really didn't know how to handle it. It was like the most absurd. It was a party. It was the most like absurd party, but like so many things were happening that were so chaotic and took all the attention from the casino that I would keep leaving out of one of the emergency exits of the villa with my best friend, and we'd sprint down and try to play at the table before we even got noticed.
Wow. Unbelievable. So now here's one of the craziest stories that I've read. Now, it's one thing and hard enough to make money like that. Let's get it straight, man. Yeah. To get yourself in a position where you're bringing in that type of money is one thing in itself that 99% of the world will never get a chance to see or do. I mean, that's just facts. The craziest thing is what about the car chase? Like, did this happen at Caesar's Palace? Like, did they actually file? Where did it happen at?
So I was pulling out of the Bellagio. Okay, so I won $4.5 million. All
right.
I got paid in cash like I usually do. And a lot of people don't understand, but there's so much complexities to it. But the short of it is you have the option to always get paid your profit in cash. And some people are like, why don't you take a check or a wire? You can't get robbed.
You can stop a check.
You can stop a check. You can stop a wire.
100%.
And for those who think you can't stop a check or stop a wire, you have no idea what you're talking about because, yes, you can. Look at what happened to Phil Ivey.
100%. You can stop a check or a wire. More importantly, guys, if you know anything about Vegas or anything about gambling, you get your cash right on the spot every time.
You get the cash. If you have a problem with my play, that's fine. Give me the cash now, and when you want to bring me to court, I'll pay for the court proceedings with the cash you paid me.
100%.
No problem.
$4.5 million.
Yeah, so in $4.5 million
cash.
In cash from the Bellagio. And they have are they $1 million bags? They're $500,000. I think they're $500,000 bags. You get paid in $500,000 bags.
The wraps.
The wraps. I think they do it in $500,000 at the Bellagio. So, we have all the stacks. It's like this.
Mm-hmm. It's cellophaned up in the bag.
Exactly right. Cellophaned up in the bag. And it's too heavy for me and my buddy to carry. It was like dead weight. It's just too much. So what we did instead was we went to the private cage where there's a door with security, right? We get all the cash, and I go, look, we can't carry this out to the car. Bring us a bell cart desk. So they have security.
Now, you're rolling solo with just you and your boy, or you got a couple a couple big boys with you?
No, you're
just rolling.
This is back in the day. Like, nobody knew who I was. I didn't have social media.
But they know if somebody makes $4.5 million and has it in cash in the casino, especially out in these streets, it gets out quick.
And that's what happened.
So that's why I want to get to my point. So I wanted to ask you, was this the hotel? So what happens?
So we're getting paid the $4.5 million, and I'm like, bro, we can't just walk this to the car. I mean, we're just literally
I'd be fucking having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, you're not gonna just walk out with $4.5 million in cash on your shoulder, right? So what do? We go, all right, let's get security, and they'll bring a bell cart desk. So they bring, I don't know how many, 7 or 10.
He calls a fucking bell cart for $4.5 million to come rock out the casino like it's some luggage.
Yeah, and they bring like 7 or 10 security guards with the bell cart there.
Okay.
So security loads up all the cash on the bell cart desk. They circled it, and there's a guy in front, guy behind, and they walk it out. My boy sprints ahead, grabs the beamer from the front. Right?
So you're trying to do this real discreet.
Yeah,
are people seeing this?
Yeah, but probably they don't know what's happening.
Okay, exactly.
It's from a private room to the car,
Boom.
And if you don't know what's happening as we're walking by you, then you're not even recognizing what's happening. So, boom, we get to the car. All the casino security loads it in the back of the car, in the back seat, stacks it up. He's in the driver's seat. I get in the passenger seat, and I sit and I look in the rear view. Boom, SUV lights turn on. And the SUV was sitting right in a spot in the valet that a civilian can't park in.
Correct.
There's no way, which means either the casino was in on it.
That's what I wanted to get to.
Or the casino staff was in on it.
100%.
It's the only way.
Yeah, so this wasn't a word from the streets and some Vegas hoods came up and tried to get the money.
It happened too fast. It was too discreet.
That's what I thought. Well, not to mention, if you get a street dude to do it, they're willing to risk their life. So more than likely, they're going to run up on you and actually come through and do something.
And they would have been able to get me if they did it.
If they were real ones, they would have got you.
They could have boxed me in and just blasted the whole car. They could just hit me with a switch, hit me with the switch.
My point.
I'm laid out. They take the cash. They're
My
gone.
point. So that's what's even scarier. So now I'm thinking staff or casino
Has to
as
be
well.
because it has to be, and I know it has to be because of where that SUV was parked. It was parked in a no park zone.
Right.
And if you know anything about Vegas valet,
All right,
they do
were you
not
at
play
the
around.
Half Moon side or you were in the front?
We're at the Half Moon
Oh,
side.
yeah. So
in the
you're facing Caesars.
Right.
You're pulling out
No. I'm sorry. It must have been the
Main, you're on the front.
It was the main entrance. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So it's a little bigger and harder to get out too.
Yeah.
The other one's just a little.
Right.
Oh.
We're coming from the main entrance. Exactly right.
So that's a little harder to get out.
Main entrance.
They start following you?
Well, first I see the lights, and he's backed into a place that's not a spot. A civilian can't park there.
Yeah.
So I go, already fishy.
Suge Knight working on security wanted that.
Right. So my boy's driving, pulls out. You have to make a right on the boulevard. You have to make a right on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Correct.
Going to Bellagio. He makes a right, and the car comes out and pulls out with us, right? I go, Ian, get in the far left lane. He gets in the far left lane. So does the SUV. And I'm thinking, if you're trying to go the other way on the strip, the only thing to do is the exact path we took.
Correct.
Not guilty yet.
Yeah. Tripping, but not
Suspicious.
really tripping it,
Right.
Wondering, but not really, okay.
Right. We make the U-turn. The SUV makes the U-turn. All right. Still could be fine. I go, Ian, get in the far right lane. Gets in the far right. So does the SUV. I go, get back in the far left. Gets back in the far left. The SUV does too. I go, we're being followed. My boy stomps on it. The truck stomps on it. It's a black SUV, like an Escalade or Tahoe or something.
Right.
So now they know the gig's up. We know the gig's up. We're going as fast as we can through traffic to Las Vegas Boulevard.
Now, are you calling the police at the time?
Nah, I'm not a cop caller anyway. But no, we didn't. So I just.
Now, are you strapped in the car at all at that time? Because, you're
you
a
know.
little bit of a street dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you know.
you got that type of money. I would figure you're going to protect yourself a little bit.
Yeah,
It was what it was.
There could have been 10 of them versus 2 of us. It didn't. We were in a losing battle.
100%.
No matter what my situation, we were losing. So I said to him, I go, what do we do? And just like this, he goes, we're going to pull into the Venetian. They do trunk checks.
Right.
And we didn't have time to think it through. There were so many things that could have still gone wrong.
Yeah.
There was no time. He's like, this is the idea. This is what we're doing. And we're like, let's do it. So we pull in, and we also got lucky. There was no car in front of us pulling in.
Right. So
They
you
have
pull
3
right
lanes.
up to the front.
Yeah, 3 lanes, 1 empty, pulled right up to the front. Somebody must have pulled in behind us because when I looked, the SUV was not directly. It was like a car back.
Right.
So security from Venetian comes up and goes, can you open your trunk? And I go, don't be suspicious. Look in the back seat. The guy, I'm sure he could read my intensity.
Yeah.
Looks in the back seat, sees millions in cash,
Yeah.
And I go, there's an SUV, 2 cars back following us. He goes like this. He goes, I'm going to hold the truck up. Stick right through the valet. You'll be in the employee's parking lot. He goes, go straight. When you get to the end, make a right, make a left. You'll be on Cobalt. Make a right on Cobalt and get out of Dodge.
Oh, I know you came back and gave that dude a couple racks.
Well,
He gave you the straight escape plan.
And it worked. And I wish that I can say I went back and gave him money. The only reason I didn't is because we got out of Dodge.
Yeah.
I wasn't doubling back with $4.5 million just to give him
And you probably
10,000.
don't remember who the guy was at all, do you?
And there's no way for me to know which guy it was. And I feel so
He knows.
bad. Yeah, he knows.
Well, hey, if you're listening,
If you're the security that stopped me and you could prove it, and I know there's a couple things
how
you
many
can say to me.
how many DMs you gonna get? That was me, Mickey.
Yeah, but there's a way that I know that security guard can prove it. There was something specific that happened between us. If you can prove you're the guy, I would love to give you some money.
Back to my point, guys. It's hard enough to win that type of money. You got to deal with a situation like that. More money, more problems, I guess, is the real deal there, huh? So anyway, obviously we know that you're a superstar poker player, baccarat, blackjack, everything you do. But what a lot of people don't know is that you're also into sports betting big, like myself, and you fuck with a lot of sharp money and a lot of big boys in the game. That's how we came across each other.
That's true. That's how we got connected, yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I know that you're starting to do some things on your own, so I wanted to give you the floor. I wanted to bring you on the show. Tell the people what you're doing, Mickey, and what you're offering and what you're looking for, and see what they can do.
Sure. So I will preface by saying I'm the worst sports bettor you have ever met. If you want a sure...
That's fucking rare. Everyone's the best in the world last time I checked.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. If you want a surefire thing, ask me my truest opinion on a game and fade it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bet the opposite. You're guaranteed to win.
That's why I love you, dude. You're not the GOAT? You're not 100-0?
Sports?
Yeah, you're not 100-0 in sports betting? I'm making fun of these guys out there, brother. You're not Vegas Dave?
I would be
Haven't
lucky.
lost a baseball game in 32 years?
I'd be lucky if I wasn't 0-100. Yeah, I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
All right.
And by the way, and I will second everything you just said. If you're on Instagram screaming "Buy my lock of the week," suck my dick.
The only lock is on the front door of your house,
Yeah,
dude. That's
yeah,
about
yeah,
it. That
yeah.
might be unlocked too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100-0. Anybody that tells you they're 100-0, make sure you tighten your shoelaces as fast as you can and
get
run
out.
the other way from
Yeah,
that motherfucker.
that's
I tell you
right.
that right now.
Idiots,
So,
yeah.
but you are definitely
So-
doing something in sports betting now, consulting, and
Yeah.
what do you got going?
So I always kept it pretty secretive, and I was always very vocal that I'm the worst sports bettor. And so no one ever even questioned me, and we were under the radar, and everything was great. We came up with a new system. I didn't invent the system. It wasn't like I came up with it. It wasn't like that. We just decided to start implementing it.
Right.
I fund 100% of my fans gambling, but only on the sharp side. So I have all sharp action. So if you have sharp action, winning's not the hard part. The hard part is getting someone to take the action.
You're getting paid.
Yeah.
Winning games is the easy part with sharp money. Getting paid is a different story.
Right. So I need a place to bet it. I need to lay the action, and I need someone to pay me, right? So what I do is I can't open an account. Everyone knows my action's sharp. You'll figure out my action's sharp. You just ask. No one wants to even risk it with me, right? So what I do is I take all credit accounts, PPH accounts, private accounts, and I run 100% of my money. So there's ever a loss, it's 100% on me. But I need places to run my sharp action.
So you're bringing in clients, you're funding the whole thing, putting the sharp money in and paying them just using their name for the account type deal because you can't use yourself.
Exactly. I break them off for letting me bet on their account.
Exactly.
But I run sharp action, so we're guaranteed to win.
And you're telling me when they lose money, you pay it, and when they win, they pay. So they're in a no-lose situation.
They're in a no-lose situation. Yeah. Which is good because we always win anyway. Like we have losing games, we have losing days, we have losing weeks. Like it happens, but we're always net profitable.
Right. So what's the type of client that you're looking for? Like why would somebody call you to?
Anybody that has a private bookie account, a PPH account,
correct.
There's only upside. They always will eat on my wins, and I cover 100% of the loss. But I don't mind that. It's fine. So I have all the sharp action in the world. Fine.
Well, you're putting your balls on the line. I don't get paid unless you do, and if you lose, I pay it.
Yeah,
so you're in a no-lose situation.
No. I just need the accounts to bet on.
I'm gonna have to get you 100 accounts. I'm gonna need you to do that for me.
Yeah. No, seriously, bro.
No,
if we can.
We talk. Like I said, I know exactly. I like what you're doing, but basically, it's for clients out there. I mean, because obviously everybody has a day job. Not everybody's a degenerate sports bettor.
Sure.
There's a lot of guys I'm blessed to work with that actually treat it like a business.
Right.
When you realize that you're getting 8% a year. Oh my God, you had a big year in the stock market. You made 13%. Get the fuck out of here. I'm making 200-300% on people's investment in 7 days.
Right.
And like you said, it ain't happened every week, but it's happening 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. So you're looking at the person that just wants you to control everything, allowed to get your winning games, your sharp money. You put it in, you back it up. What kind of percent do you give them?
It depends. Everyone's a little bit case by case. It depends on the skin they use because that determines how long it'll stay open. It also determines what sharp action I can run.
What website are you promoting this through, or how do people?
I do it on my Instagram.
You do it on?
Yeah, my Instagram's @DirtyGothBoy, and boy is BOI. My name's Mikki Mase. You can just look it up, whatever. And if you follow me, every so often on my story, I'll post a link that says I'll fund 100% of your gambling. You click the link, you fill it out. One of my employees will call you, vet you out, make sure you have the accounts we need, onboard you, and that's it.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, guys, like I said, you heard it right from the boss's mouth. He doesn't just do breaking casinos in one area. He's looking to break them all.
Yeah.
Sports books as well. So if you guys out there have a
private bookie account
or any account, what, credit?
Any credit account, PPH, credit, private, doesn't matter.
What if somebody already has an account and they got money in their account? Like, what if somebody has an account already with Bookmaker or Bovada and they're like, hey, man, let me try your games out. You're putting up the money and all that.
So the reason we don't do those ones is because then I'm prepaying hard cash to strangers, right? So I have thousands of accounts.
Which can take it and just run.
And they will.
And they're thinking this,
they're
no. Let me get that straight. Oh, they will for sure.
Yeah, they will.
But how are we going to get over them thinking you're not doing that? Because it goes both ways.
I mean, we win right away.
Correct. I mean, you're paying weekly?
Yeah, of course. We pay every single Tuesday because if I ever have a losing week, which happens, although you got to think, on all my accounts I'm winning, but if I have there's individual accounts that'll have a losing week.
Correct.
I pay you on Tuesday. I need you to pay your bookmaker immediately. Keep that man happy. The happier he is with you, the longer your account's going to stay.
And he's going to let you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And a losing week, actually, people think it hurts. It actually
helps. It helps. Because then you call him and you go, hey, I'm trying to win my money back.
100%.
Can you increase my limit so I
Yes.
can bet bigger? And he goes, yeah, you idiot.
100%. Oh, you're chasing? Go ahead. I'm going to raise your limit and your daily game per game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and then here's another thing that I want to talk to you about. Because, obviously you've seen this industry where it's at now. I mean, honestly, the sports consultant industry has turned into a fucking circus. You got the guys with the
Absolute
gold
circus.
chains, fucking pictures of a Ferrari. When did that make you good at betting sports? I don't understand. But the game is so saturated now. And this is when I want to talk to you, especially with an OG like yourself, because, we're cut from the same cloth, came up the same way. Let's talk about algorithms real quick, okay?
Sure.
These guys selling their algorithms. Now, I'm going to say what I feel about it, and you can agree or have your opinion or whatever, okay?
Sure.
Now, algorithms 30 years ago, before, there were the tech guys that were smarter than the information the sports books had, okay? You would have an algorithm during baseball that could take you 67%, go on a run. But was there ever an algorithm that would win all year long? Absolutely not. Here's what I want people to understand with algorithms, okay? When it comes down to sports betting, The casinos and the bookies have a lot more money than everybody out there betting, and they have the highest technology of algorithms in the motherfucking world, and they use them all. So for somebody to think that they're coming up with an algorithm that's going to beat the sports book, let me explain something to you guys. The algorithms the sports book use are the most high-tech algorithms. That's how they create the line. Then they come up with their number, and then they adjust off live action. Is somebody hurt? Is somebody not playing? Is this guy suspended? What's going on?
Is there too much money on one side?
Where's the sharp money at? Then they adjust as they go on. So for someone to advertise, or a little 22-year-old bird chest kid out there claiming to be a superstar sports bettor, do you believe algorithms, someone can have an algorithm to help a sports bettor? Yes or no?
I think there's a fraction of a percent of us that have sharp action. Everyone else that has these algorithms.
Say that word again.
There's a fraction. Sharp action.
Sharp action.
Yeah.
That's where all the money's at. There's no algorithms. It's guys that know what's going on, know how teams are traveling, know the team very well, maybe working with the line maker that has a 3-point line differential, different things that are going on that these little algorithms have no clue about.
Exactly.
So then I would have to admit that you agree that anybody out there in this industry trying to sell an algorithm is full of shit and can't win.
100%, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we agree on that.
It would be really hard for me to ever believe that a guy screaming on Instagram about his lock of the century is gonna win.
Or the algorithm, brother. They're putting up fake tickets these days. They're going to the absolute extreme to get it done. And the thing is before I did my show Money Talks on CNBC. There were about 15 handicappers. Back in the day, I don't know if you remember Jim Feist, Wayne Root, Jeff Allen. They were the guys that all came out with the game. Those are the guys that I infiltrated, took their salesman, and ended up shutting down and taking over the game as well.
Billy Walters era.
Well, Billy Walters was just always an OG sports bettor. He never had a room, though. But my boy Jimmy Spats and all my old school boys that have phone rooms. People that think they're sports consultants is putting a pick on the internet, doing a free game, lying, making fake tickets. You're 15-0, but your Discord is 13 and fucking 80.
Yeah, right.
I'm 15-0 on my free picks. That's because you made 15 fake free pick tickets.
Yeah.
And they go to your little $50 page, and so these guys got to be careful. Not too many people like us work with real people, get real information, and get sharp money.
You know what I got? I can't say who, but I got a guy. He's one of the originators that create lines.
Uh-huh.
And he told me how many times.
I might know who it is.
Off air, we could talk about it. But he gave me a number. He goes, "This is how many times a month you're allowed to text me and ask me to change the line."
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to love that.
Yeah.
That's information you're not getting on a game sheet or this, that, the other guys. And not to mention, also what plays a key factor on top of the lines and on everything they do is really following a team. In college basketball, how a team travels is fucking huge. Did they come in 4 hours late? Did they get into their hotel? Did they not sleep? All sorts of different elements of tournaments held in my backyard. We get real-time live information, find and sharp money, and actually pound these games. Does that mean I win every fucking game? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Losing is part of the business.
Yeah.
But
It's about buying it at the right price.
100%. I think you more than anybody. It's as long as you win a lot more than you lose.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Mikki, what else you got going? What else you promote? You have any kids?
I don't talk about my family too much on the air.
You don't talk no family or kids? All right, I was wondering if you're a family man. Like I said, you're completely different than, like I said, you're very calm, very chill, very smart, got your shit together. Let me ask you this. With it being so hard to do what you did to hit these 4 million, 10 million, all these licks, what's the next plan? Obviously, I know you're into sports betting, but you always have been. Is there any other plan to reunite, to get in there to make money? You have a crew that you try to teach, or is it just over? What's your next step?
I've ventured outside the gambling realm.
So you're getting money outside.
I've been doing a lot of movies and TV shows, actually. One of my movies just came out. It's called When It Rains in LA. It's on Amazon Prime and Apple TV. I have a TV show on Discovery. I have a TV show on Nat Geo. I have a show on Hulu that was just trending number 4. And we have a lot more movies and shows coming out in 2025 and 2026.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, homeboy. He's flipping that shit like a world-class gymnast.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Mikki. There's also some inside information I have. He might be on this new show, Money Talks, Season 2. We're going to see what's going on there, guys.
Rumor has it
we
I'm
ain't
on
just hanging
season
out for
2.
nothing. We might be making history together. You never know.
Rumor
But
has
anyway,
it,
guys, I want to thank Mikki for stopping by. Like I said, guys, sports betting is in full effect. I'm going to go over a couple key elements for you guys because I want to help you guys out. I'm going to give you the worst road teams straight up. All right, for you sports bettors out there that want to get paid, these are the worst road teams against the spread. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, they're 0-16. Texas A&M Christian, 0-15. Belmont, you don't even want to know. Central Arkansas, 0-13. These are the worst teams covering against the spread. Those teams were the worst teams with the worst records. These are teams that you fade and bet against. Worst covering teams against the spread. Western Illinois, Sam Houston State, 5-16 against the spread. Alabama A&M, Weber State, 6-15 against the spread. Richmond, North Carolina, 7-17 against the spread. South Florida, Vermont, 7-16 against the spread. You think if you're fading them, you're making some fucking money there, bud? You'd be up about 42 units. Yeah. Real units, not these fake Instagram guys units. Real units. Yeah. But anyway, man, I want to thank you for stopping by, man. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Got a lot of big things going on. Like you said, with all the new TV shows. Congratulations on the movie on Amazon. You guys make sure you check this guy out. He's doing big things. You don't just break casinos, but it sounds like he's about to break Hollywood. Anything else you want to say, brother?
I just want to say that everyone always asks me what the best casino to gamble on is. And to be honest, they're all bad, and I don't think anybody should gamble. But if you're going to gamble somewhere, casino and sportsbook, it's going to be Kirgo.com. And I don't get paid by them. I don't own them. I don't get a commission. I have no financial incentive. This is me keeping it real. I'm wearing their shirt because people ask me all the time, where should I gamble? And the true answer is nowhere. But if you're going to gamble, despite me, my best advice is don't gamble. But if you're going to, it needs to be on Kirgo. If you ever lose, every week you get a piece of the money back, and they have a really good setup. I've seen all their information. Some of my closest friends own it, and they allow me to take a look at anything. I've audited all their books, all their games, the RTP rates, everything. It's the only casino I can confirm won't cheat you and won't steal from you.
Well, you heard it right there from one of the best. Like I said, pound for pound in the business. This guy is a true casino killer and knows exactly what he's doing. It was a pleasure you stopping by the show, man. We got obviously some big things to talk about, some big things to do. But on the behalf of VIP Sports, the crew, Mikki Mase, the family, we'll talk to you guys soon. We love you. Remember one thing. Don't let the players be the only ones that get paid. Fair enough?
I keep hearing things. I keep hearing things. It must be the money talking. It must be the money talking.
It's Steve Stevens. I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat. I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Bobby. Here and